All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are sorry about the technical issues. The computer kind of reset and then the camera wasn't working, but I believe we are good to go now. We are just, it looks like around 6 minutes into this game. The white team is currently leading the blue team 11-8.
Yeah, haven't missed too much. There's a couple fast break points. They've almost all the players in the game now are substitutions. There's a Carmichael 3 off the mark. Jacob Curry from 3. Money. You cannot leave an inch for Jacob Curry to shoot a 3. He will splash those all day.
That last name's going right.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, Johnny, so being in your senior season, or in your senior year here, and getting to know some of these guys a little bit and just watching them play, who are some of the key players on this team? Like, who are some of the guys that you know are going to make a good impact day in and day out?
Well, of course, I mean, you have the Ben Sumahara, you have the Jared Strickland. Koji Anderson is looking for his breakout season. He's a junior this season, I believe. He's very talented, but he's just waiting to have that breakout season. Brady Nelson, a sure point guard at the top, but now we have to have someone new step in underneath the basket. Might be Michael Wills, or it's probably going to be Michael Wills, but he's going to have to play a lot of minutes this year, and he's due for a big-time season.
So talking about last year's team, what are positions that were seniors last year that are really going to need those people to step up?
We only lost one starter as a senior, and that was Blaine Keithley, I believe. So he was a big. He would bring in energy, rebounding off the bench, but really, I mean, everyone else came back. Everyone else was looking. Some of the players took their COVID year, like Strickland and Ben. So yeah, they're hungry this year. They're looking for a nice little championship run.
Yeah, and they were able to get them some rings this year, but I'm sure they're wanting to get some shinier ones next year or this season.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, how far did they make it last year, Johnny?
They made it to the regional tournament, which is not quite the national tournament, obviously, which is where they're looking to go, but it was a pretty good outcome for a season that started very shakily.
Absolutely. It's not about how you start the season, it's all about how you finish it.
It's about, you got to get hot at the right time.
And one of the things that Jamie mentioned during the first game while we were talking was it's not all about your starters. It's not all about who starts the game. It's about who you sub in to finish that game.
Oh, yeah.
Who do you want to trust at the end of the game versus anybody can start the game. But to end the game is one of the most important positions that you can play.
Completely, yeah, totally. I mean, some of the depth pieces that came back, Jacob Curry, he's a sharpshooter, and then we brought back a bunch of these guys that haven't played a ton of minutes on varsity, like Nas and Bodie Bentley. But they're looking to step in this season and maybe get a few more looks. Wilgus Tolson on the bench right now, but a bunch of these guys, they're nice depth pieces for any program to have, and Coach Cornett looking to make the most of them this year.
Looking for the and one, just kind of rims just right out. We're currently sitting at a score of white team 20, blue team 12.
Good job.
And as the season goes on, obviously, we're going to learn more about these players. We're going to learn which ones are going to step up and fill those roles. We're going to see who the all-regional players are going to be. And we're just going to be able to overall just see who makes this team, who gives this team their energy, their fire.
Yeah, and it's a pretty big roster. I think they have 26 players dressed tonight, so large roster, deep bench. get a chance to develop a lot of young guys and hope that they can make a big impact coming up. A lot of spots are open right now for anyone to step up and take. I mean, with such a deep bench, you've got to think that a lot of guys are going to be playing at least a couple minutes, and your starters are going to be able to get some well-needed rest at times.
So you don't think there's going to be any starter that stays all 40 minutes?
No, definitely not. No. And not with Coach Cornett's coaching style, which is not to let any one player run the show. It's not about the stars. It's more about the team defense, and sharing the ball.
Well, that's a great way to coach. You know, you're going to have your players that are going to shine, but just not running it through, because if you run it through one player and that player gets shut down by a great defender, then that kind of ruins your whole game plan.
Yeah, you've got to spread it out, and it'll open it up for those star players to do what they do best. There's a 3 off the mark. Carmichael with the rebound. Just a little strong on the 3. Nice little mid-range jumper, found a spot in the middle there.
Wide open corner 3. Wants to get that one back. This is still just a close game the whole time. It's a 21-20 game with the white team in the lead.
There's been some good looks, but a lot of missed shots. Obviously, one of their first scrimmages playing, so maybe a little bit cold.
It looks like coming off the bench, we're going to have all the starters for both teams coming back in. It looks like they're just doing 5-man rotations this game.
These guys looking to ball out in their last couple seconds till the next stoppage or timeout, so they can get their numbers up while they're in there. They see everyone about to come in and take their spots right now.
You're right, and this is a scrimmage. This preseason doesn't really count, but you have these guys over at the table keeping stats, so I know these guys will want to come up and say, so how did I do? You know, some of these guys take this. I mean, this is one that you can take seriously. You can take this as this is my chance to show I belong on this team. This is my chance to show I deserve this many minutes. And look, making your stats look good on this one especially. Not even just stats, but just being a fluid, good player, because it's not all about stats.
Yeah, just always competing, never taking a single play off, a single practice off, scrimmage. Just being the ultimate competitor, and that's what these guys are out here. They're out here competing right now.
Exactly. Especially, you're going to see anybody can go hard in practice, but you're going to see who stays after, who's going to come in early and get their shots up. And as Jamie was mentioning, Koji's one of those players. You see him living in the gym. And just being that type of influence on even the younger guys, but even some of the older guys that don't quite have that mentality of just being your best and putting in the extra effort. Because it's just like being a student. If you want to you're going to do good in the class, but if you want to be the best student you can be, you're going to do that outside of class studying. You're going to do some extra reading. You're going to put in that little bit of extra effort, but it's going to go a long way.
Yes, for sure. That's absolutely correct. And you don't have to be older than someone to lead them. As Koji is a good example of that. There's a 3 from Ben Sumahara. Or from Landon Napier, sorry, yes,
yeah,
on Ben's.
That was a great pass by Jared getting it out. He was at the bottom of the key and had 2 guys on him, and he was able to get that pass all the way up to the top.
Right over Ben's head.
I wouldn't be looking for that to happen too much more this season.
There's another one. Jackson Tackett with the 3. He doesn't often shoot from out there, but Ben couldn't get out there quick enough. I think he challenged him to shoot it. Knocked it down on Ben's head.
Especially with college players. In high school, you can have people that are just good in the paint, but they can't do anything from 3 out. Everybody in college is practicing just about everywhere.
And Jackson, oh, sorry, go.
an example, you're going to see some of your centers, like Ward in the women's game. She's probably going to be one of the bigs to have key minutes, especially in the paint for the women's. But she made 2 3-pointers.
Wow.
So you're really seeing some of these players. In high school, you wouldn't see these players be as good in from behind the arc. But in college ball, it's completely different.
Yeah, for sure.
You're going to see people that are great everywhere.
Yeah, a lot of versatility all over the court. Jackson, he's a center, but he's not one of the taller centers, so he has to diversify his game a lot just to be able to get the minutes that he wants too.
I see Ben Sumahara at the line. First one good.
Pure. Ben tried to distract him by yelling Fruit Loops.
Sound like they were yelling, yeah. And it looked like him and Jared are having some friendly banter at the line. And I'm not seeing much on this team, so I'm just going off what I've seen, but it looks like Jared looks like he has amazing court vision. He's had 2 where he's jumping out of bounds, just chucking the ball to the open teammate. It looks like he's hit it both times.
There's not much you can say that Jared can't do. I mean, he's a playmaker, he's a scorer, he's a shooter.
Ben throwing it, pass it to the wide open Koji.
Ben skying for the,
So talk about that vert.
unforgiving rim, but it's a good thing his teammate was there to put it in. Desmere Hatchet. Jackson Taggart finding a spot in the mid-range. It's good. 34-32 now, White leads.
Yeah, there was always some worry seeing if you thought these guys were going to really take this too seriously just because it's a scrimmage game, but I'm not seeing anybody that doesn't look like they're giving it their all.
We got fans in the stands. I mean, you can't take it off when there's fans watching you too, on top of your coach, on top of your teammates.
Yeah, we got the fans in person, and we got the fans that we're thankful that are able to tune in online.
And the Napier's corner 3, bang.
Wow. 2 players in his face, he doesn't care.
No doubter.
I'm sure that's a name we'll hear a good amount this year.
Oh yeah, he is a sharp shooter. Koji bringing the ball up the court, guarded by Wilgus Tolson. Aggressive defense.
Staying calm under that pressure. Jared able to get a hand on it. White team making a play.
Beautiful transition offense there. Great hands by Jared Strickland. And they're going to go up 7 points now on a little run right now.
Ooh. Koji just having such fast handles.
Creating his own space there.
Yeah, getting the pressure off from Brady Nelson. We're currently sitting at a 5-point game now with 3 minutes to go in the first. Jared thought about the deep shot. So you mentioned Jared can do about anything. I'm guessing one of those things is going to be shooting the 3?
Oh, it's definitely going to be that. That's at the top of his list.
Oh, wow.
I mean, he fills it up from everywhere, but from beyond the 3, I mean, you've got to step out to the logo on Jared Strickland. And he's not afraid to take any shot either, so he'll be pulling those, too, if he gets the chance.
Looks like we have another sub. Looks like this means that I think at this point everybody on the bench has gotten some floor time. And if any of y'all were able to watch the talent show, we got number 15 being Mr. Michael Jackson himself.
Wow.
Very talented, very talented.
See if his feet are as quick on the basketball court as on the dance floor.
I'm sure they are.
They look like it. He's open. He's shooting. Just off the mark.
Now he's got to get it in his rhythm.
Yeah.
You can't expect him coming off the bench to drain the deep 3.
You got to sweat a little bit before you take a shot. That's what my coach used to tell me. Run up and down the court a couple times.
You got to get that blood flowing. His blood is flowing now.
Bodie Bentley from 3. Just short. Knocked around. Blue rebound. Trying to go fast here. Catch the defense sleeping.
In the corner. Won't go.
It's in high pace, and I'm sure the high substitution rate has played a huge factor in that. I like to see him go fast and attack. Christian Large 3, bang. He's a newcomer. He's looking to see some action this season. Court 3, Christian Large again, sweet spot. He's got it.
You can't leave him open.
He's found a little spot out there.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he is just in the zone right now. No emotion on the face. He's just hitting threes out here. Having to.
I'd say he hits 1 or 2 more of those, you can hit you a deep heat check. There's Mr. Michael Jackson with the layup.
There's a nice little take inside.
There he is.
Splitting the
Telling you,
defense.
he's not missing no more.
Here's Hopkins from 3. Just off the mark, too strong. Scramble for the ball. 40 seconds to play in this first half of action. White leads by 11 right now. Here's Wills for 3. Not quite.
Again, the big guys on this team aren't afraid to take those deep shots.
They're pulling. Stretch out the defense if you can hit one of those.
Got about, looks like we're sitting at right at 15 seconds to go in the first half. With another large shot. Getting the ball back. Wide open in the corner.
Bodie Bentley knocking that one down.
We're sitting at maybe a buzzer beater. 2, 1.
Just off. He was fearless in that first half, but White will lead 50-36.
The Blues gonna have to put their game face back on and get back out there. But I will say it looked like Blue had the control when their starters were out. It was whenever the bench rotated in that things started going the other way. So I'm sure that the second half will start with starters. So that might be switching up a little bit for the lead's sake. But it looks like Coach Cornett and Coach Stepp are looking to have a halftime meeting with both squads.
Little halftime speech.
No, I'm telling you, we need a halftime show going on right now.
Get out there and throw down a dunk. Maybe in your younger days.
My younger days. I don't know about that. I've never been good at basketball. My rec league career, I think I scored like 6 points in the probably 6 years I played.
1 point a year.
I'm telling you, we need to have a half court contest. We need to get Talon out here.
Where is Talon? Get him over here. I don't see him.
Talon's the highlight of my day every time I see him.
He's in hiding. He's on the nest.
He is nesting indeed. Looks like we're getting some music.
Ed Sheeran.
That we do not
own. No.
We do not own any music that you will hear played in the broadcast, nor do we claim to own it.
It's a lovely song, but it's not mine.
Oh, they had some great songs to come out to, some dubstep to get the whole crowd pumped, and they had turned the lights off at the spotlight. I'm telling you, this felt like a real arena.
Some Sheck West that we do not own.
And it looks like on the sides they have these TV screens. I'm sure, is that something that they use in the regular season?
Yeah, they'll put graphics on during the games. I'm not sure why they're off right now, maybe. Also, the stream's going to flicker right there.
Yeah, we apologize for the issues. Our cord seems to be a little jiggly.
He's a pesky little guy.
But thinking again about these screens, where I was working at my last school, I would have to watch the huddle film just to make sure why certain stats wasn't working. And I would see away schools would play hype videos on those things. That would be something.
That would be awesome.
Looks like they're playing the, is it the Peppa Pig intro?
Not very well versed in Peppa.
That we do not own.
You don't own it. The cord almost just got.
It looks like some of the fans are enjoying this.
All right, while we take this break at the half, we're going to take a couple ad breaks. Stay right here, though. Don't go anywhere.
Tonight's sporting event is sponsored by Tim Short Chevy in Hazard, Kentucky, where they invite you to check out the new 2023 Chevy Equinox. 5 buyers can earn up to $1,250 cash back or an interest rate of 2.1%. If you're looking for something other than the Chevy Equinox, don't worry. Tim Short Chevy in Hazard, Kentucky has a wide variety of selections to satisfy you. Trucks, cars, SUVs, you name it, they've got it. Come see them in Hazard, Kentucky at the Tim Short Chevy dealership. Dr. Fran Hughes is a graduate of Alice Lloyd College and Pikeville's osteopathic medicine. Dr. Hughes has spent the last 12 years serving the people of Eastern Kentucky and was most recently promoted to the associate professor in her department with the University of Kentucky. She's now seeing patients at Quantum Healthcare in Hazard, Kentucky, the clinic where she began her profession. While walk-ins are welcome, you can also call the clinic to schedule an appointment with Dr. Fran Hughes.
For over 100 years, the Bank of Hyman has been committed to serving our community and serving the future of our families, homes, and businesses. With our new convenient online banking, viewing your account balance and history, transferring money, and paying bills has never been easier or more secure. And with the construction of our new headquarters, we've renewed our promise to Hyman to stand by our customers even in troubling economic times, because we're not just your bank, we're your neighbors. That's the Bank of Hyman. Log on to www.bankofhyman.com or give us a call at 606-785-3158. For over 100 years, the Bank of Hyman has been committed to serving our community and serving the future of our families, homes, and businesses. With our new convenient online banking, viewing your account balance and history, transferring money, and paying bills has never been easier or more secure. And with the construction of our new headquarters, we've renewed our promise to Hyman to stand by our customers even in troubling economic times, because we're not just your bank, we're your neighbors. That's the Bank of Hyman. Log on to www.bankofhyman.com or give us a call at 606-785-3158.
Welcome back to the blue-white game, men's hoops, Alice Lloyd College, 50-36 at the half. White leads, ready for another half of fun and action.
Yeah, absolutely, Johnny. We're seeing great things out of both sides. You're seeing blue, when their starters are out there, you're seeing them take control, but as soon as the bench comes off, it's a different game, and white controls the entire time.
Yeah, they've got a lot of good players. They have Koji and Ben. On the other side, though, Jared, Brady, both holding it down.
Oh yeah, you're definitely seeing X factors on both sides, and I can't wait to watch regular season when you see all these same guys on the same team. It's hard to think who's going to be able to beat these guys.
Landon Napier and Christian Large both hit a couple threes in the first half. That was nice to see. Jacob Curry hit a few threes, maybe 3 or 4. A lot of guys getting hot off the bench. We'll see what momentum they can carry into the second half. They should be able to defend this lead, but we'll see. I mean, Blue's going to be hungry coming out here. They've got a lot to prove.
Absolutely, and these guys are proving. They're proving why they're here. They're proving why they deserve that roster spot.
Yeah, and you don't want to come out here, blue-white, big night, opening night, get just throttled. I mean, you know that you deserve a spot on this team if you're one of the veterans for sure, and you come out and just get blown out. I mean, no way. They're not going to go down that easy.
Absolutely, and Jamie mentioned in the first game, you were seeing your Katie Joes, you're seeing different people that you know are going to be on this team. You know that they're going to most likely be starters. And it's not about securing a spot for them. It's about them kind of giving some guidance to their teammates and kind of making sure that their teammates' headspace is in the right place so that they can ensure that they're in a good spot at the start of the season.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. And it's about showing that you're going to compete even in a game like this that doesn't mean anything. I mean, you're still going to come out here and lead by example and compete every single time you step out onto that floor. Here we go. We're about to tip, well, not tip probably, but throw the ball in for the second half.
And I'll have to say this music selection has been great, which we do not own, but it is great.
We don't own it. Don't listen to it.
I'm in Kentucky, but I'm a big Virginia Tech fan, so hearing Inner Sandman always makes you feel at home. That being the song that they run out to in football and the whole crowd jumping. And we are underway, 20 minutes to go.
Blue starts off with the ball, but throws it away.
And quick
Pick
transition
2.
points.
Brady Nelson with a nice little steal and score all the way himself, unassisted. Koji taking the shot, this time from mid-range, off the mark. Strickland with a nice rebound, skying for that one.
A little hezzy. It's Brady Nelson the ball. So we're at about 5 seconds on the shot clock.
Nice pass there.
Great court vision.
Nice little backdoor cut by Tackett to get open, and Brady Nelson's point guard found him wide open for the layup.
Absolutely. You mentioned that Brady Nelson's a true point guard, and you're really seeing that. Being a true point guard is not just about making those shots or calling the plays. It's about having the good court vision to make some good passes, or even just put yourself in the right position when you're off ball.
He has great vision, very smart player, knows where everyone's going to be, and
Absolutely.
passes the ball very well.
And he just feels like a natural leader on the court.
Hard follow there. Desmere Hatchett to the deck, and now to the line for 2. First one good from Hatchett. Second one up and good as well. Got the lead to 14. Wilgus Tolson over 2, just short, but Tackett tracking that rebound. No,
Looks like he
stepped
just
out. Foot on the line. Just too far into the corner there. High effort though, high intensity both sides right now.
I'm liking this coaching dynamic they have. Both coaches aren't just on the side, they're on the baseline. Really able to communicate good with their sides. I believe it's Coach Stepp with the blue team and Coach Cornett with the white.
Get a different perspective from the baseline too. You can kind of see the defense better.
Koji letting it roll up the court, saving a little bit on the shot clock. And that's another factor from high school to college ball is the shot clock. You don't have a shot clock in high school, I don't believe.
Definitely not in Kentucky. I don't know about the other states around here, but I don't think so. Something to get used to. Have to get a shot up quick. Have to run efficient offense.
You don't have unlimited time. You don't have time to run just, if your play doesn't work, oh, I'm going to run one of the other ones. You can run like 6 or 7 plays easily.
Yeah.
But now here you got to kind of get your play right. If it works, it's going to work. Just like that one. Worked out amazing with the corner 3.
Get Napier open in the corner. It's almost a sure thing. Well executed there.
Yeah, we're seeing the blue team wanting to try to tick down on that lead. Like we mentioned, the blue starters were outscoring the white starters, but if they're getting shots like Napier's hitting, then it's not going to matter too much. If they're able to tie the amount of points you're scoring on this side or go get more than you, it's not going to help your case at all. Drawing the double team leaves Napier almost roughly open.
There it is again.
You cannot let that happen.
Napier's filling it up right now. Push the lead out to 18. Blue looking for anything now on offense. Guys cutting in and one on the basket.
Hanging in the air for what felt like an eternity.
Strong finish.
Yeah, if this was 2K, he'd definitely get the Slithery finisher badge because he's able to just go right around the guy right in front of him.
Very slithery, misses the free throw though.
Strickland. Yes, Strickland wants the ball. He's wide open in the corner.
Finally finds its way to him, corner 3. Can't pay it off.
No, he could have put up a tent. He was sitting there for a minute.
He's upset. Wanted the ball earlier, just.
You gotta see the open man.
Yeah, get your eyes up. It's hard to hear inside a gym, but he was calling for it. There's a nice take.
There we go.
Ben Sumahara getting things going in the second half for blue.
We're talking about how Brady felt like a natural leader. I feel like Ben also feels like just a natural leader. This one of those that's gonna, I feel like Ben's one of those that's like a vocal player.
For sure, yeah. He's a great leader. He's a great guy too.
Absolutely. We both have that voice articulation class with both Brady and Ben, and they always bring great energy into that class.
Oh yeah. Big time collision, no flags on the play.
That's one where you're expecting to hear a whistle. Something scary like that. 2 guys jumped up, 1 guy landed on the ground.
Jared Strickland will end up paying it off for White. Wild play there. Thankfully no one's injured, no one's...
Oh, absolutely. That would be the worst thing to happen right now. A game not really mattering on your record costs a player some of their career.
Absolutely. There's another out of bounds call. Both feet out of bounds that time. Not even close.
It's like they're thinking the floor is a little bit bigger than it is. It's the 3rd out of bounds call in the last 5.5 minutes.
Rogue is just short, but Strickland with the rebound.
Oh,
No looker.
some great teamwork right here. Been able to get to it first, but it just goes out of bounds. We're going to keep the ball on the white side, and now we are having looks like the benches are coming out.
Wholesale changes.
5-man subs on both sides.
Yeah, that segment did nothing for blue in terms of cutting down this lead.
No, White was able to maintain their stuff. Anytime that blue was able to come down here and make a shot, White was able to do the exact same thing. Large again for 3. He was one that was hitting a lot in the first half.
Yeah, he hit a few in the corner. That one not quite in the corner, just off the mark.
It looks like we have a few players that enjoy that corner 3.
Yeah, it's shorter down there. It should be easier. Beating Wills underneath. No one can match his size. He's got a nice soft finish on that one. There's Curry in the middle of the court. Threw that one away.
Right at Coach Cornett. Making sure he's awake.
Thought it was a player down there.
You think Coach Cornett ever subs himself in during practice, runs up some shots on him?
I'm sure he has to show the Young Bucks how it's done every now and again.
And I'm sure he does. That's a guy that you can tell has some high energy for the game of basketball. Him and Coach Stepp both.
Yeah, I know Coach Stepp does. I mean, that's not even a question. He definitely gets in there, gets his hands dirty.
We know President Stepp was a great player, but we got to hype up Mr. Gary Stepp as well. That's just the family having a great basketball IQ.
Curry running all around off the screen and just pure. Uh-oh.
Steven with the steal.
Showtime.
Soft finish.
He could have dunked that. He could have dunked it. Don't get shy now, young fella.
I would love to see a dunk. You see a dunk, I'm going crazy. I love watching basketball in person for that reason.
I'm jumping up and down.
Absolutely. At my last school, we had a very talented Bahaman named Valentino Simon, and he was doing some crazy stuff. Not to throw any shade, but against Alice Lloyd, he hit a 360 dunk in game.
I don't believe it.
He was talented. He is currently playing at Omaha University, Division I basketball.
Wow.
He's very talented, very humble.
He got to start the same place that you did. Isn't that just special?
Well, he was at Franklin Prep, I believe, for a little bit.
Oh,
okay. I went to tiny old Richlands High School, so there was a little bit of a difference. But no, I had to give some love to my buddy Tino.
There's a nice take by Nas. Straight to the cup with a nice little finish.
Nas is one that I could see, too, is having a lot of energy very fast on the floor.
Oh, yeah. He mostly played JV last year, but I think he's ready for a big-time step up this season. He did really well on JV. Looked out of place at times, how good he was.
And again, he's able to go in there and take that.
Wish that one counted. Nice little bank three, but it will not. There's a whistle beforehand. White will get the ball into the basket. Curry just turning around.
Right in his face.
That would have been unreal.
Full confidence.
Shooters shoot. That's what they say. He's a shooter.
Oh.
A little bit too hot to handle on that one.
Just a little bit lower of a pass, and I think Nas was going all the way just by himself. No, I'm a fan of the fundamental stuff, but gosh, I like to see just a wide open dunk every now and then.
Yeah, I mean, people don't watch the NBA for the fundamentals, for the pick and roll. Like, no, but I mean, that's what wins basketball games when it's all said and done.
It's what's going to get you more points versus what's going to get the crowd going crazy. I'm telling you, especially I know this from experience in my last school. Every time Valentino would go up for a dunk, anybody in the crowd would go crazy. So I know I'm going to love seeing it here, especially guys like Ben, who won the dunk contest jumping over Jared Strickland.
Yes, he can fly. He's finally on a healthy knee. He's been battling injury all last year, but finally on that healthy knee, and I can't wait to see what he can do.
I hope he's able to ride that out the entirety of the season. Would love to see a full season out of him. I'm telling you, you see him dunking over Jared Strickland. What are the chances he goes Vince Carter in the Olympics and gets an in-game dunk over someone? I'll speak that into existence real quick.
Okay. I can't wait. Hopefully I'm...
Oh, absolutely. Home game preferably.
Yeah,
I'll have to go let Ben know after this game that we need him to turn on some lights, start the fire.
Denied. Nas said take that one back where it came from.
Nas looking like a volleyball player out there, sending that straight to the ground. Give him the kill.
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all got me all messed up. I was in basketball mode. I started streaming the volleyball games. I learned all these volleyball terms, and now I'm in the volleyball mindset in basketball season.
There's Large coast to coast.
Large is, I believe that's got him up to at least 8 points.
Yes, sir. He's been hot tonight, and now with the rebound. Beautiful. Ooh, just skipped.
That ball placement was just about perfect.
You saw it, tried to thread it.
Elite. Just a great full court pass, just off the fingertips.
Starters will come back in for these next 5 minutes. 79 white, 50 blue. Blue's gonna need a big time push right here. The first shot of the segment off the mark.
Just a little miscommunication is going to let Blue capitalize. They're currently down by 29. They'll be looking to tick down on that. There's Ben. Bang.
Mid-range jumper, Ben. That one's gonna fall. A little something to build off of.
So it all starts with that first bucket. Start that momentum.
Lucas Tolson directing traffic, creating some space. Jackson Tackett there just
Hook.
backing his way down. Yeah, lost art with the hook there.
No, if you get somebody with an elite hook, it's hard to defend. I mean, that's what Kareem Abdul-Jabbar used all those years.
Yeah, most points ever until LeBron came around by that hook. Jared, another no-look pass. This time finding Tolson in the corner. He'll toss the ball across the floor.
Right to Koji.
Koji wide open. Bounces around and out.
Been able to get the rebound, just not able to put it back, but Blue's able to retain possession.
Nice.
Tough.
Beautiful move inside there.
Well, that was a tough finish. Met him at the rim, but he won it.
That was a slithery finish if I've ever seen one.
Give him his badge on 2K. It's like Coach Stepp giving a few last words of encouragement. Wonder what he's drawing up down there. Let's see if it results in some points.
Let's see. Pick and roll. We've seen this before.
Great awareness. He lost the ball, but he's able to get it back to the open player in the corner.
Desmere Hatchett attacking Jackson Tackett at the rim.
Then Ben able to get the tough N1. Yeah, I was expecting to see a lot of Ben Sumahara, but I'm seeing more than I thought. He's playing amazing. Just hoping this was able to keep up. So how was he doing last season before his injury?
He was doing really well. It's just that once he got hurt, he kind of tried to come back some games, and then he had to be subbed out, and it was just a whole nagging issue the whole season. But
Yeah.
he looks good now, and
He's looking
should
great.
be back to 100%. He was doing really well. He's one of those guys. I mean, him and Jared, it's 1A and 1B on this team.
I'm saying a big injury like that to any player that's going to get minutes is going to shift how your team's forced to play. So this team, without one of the bins, for example,
Yeah.
it's just especially just with how far they were able to make it is great.
Yeah, you don't want to be without any of the bends. Desmere Hatchett coming up gimpy. I think he stepped on someone's foot maybe, hurt his ankle, but he'll be subbed out for the time being.
That's not what you're wanting to see in preseason, especially when you're a little under, I would say, about 2 weeks from.
Yeah, the first is their first game. Strickland deep three off the mark. Wilkes
Wow,
flew.
way to get up there. I was expecting him to top out, but he kept going up. I think it's shocked Ben.
That was tough. Ben got knocked to the floor.
No, Ben, there's no way Ben was expecting him to fly like that.
Wilkes hit the weight room this offseason. Koji over Wilkes.
Koji just has such fast handles. Like, he's able to get that space, and then as soon as he steps back, he has free range to take that fadeaway.
Oh, yeah, quick twitch athlete.
You see, it's some Trae Young. I'm liking what I'm seeing on this team. If you're an Alice Lloyd fan, you got to be happy with how these guys are looking so far. I expected them. I mean, they have it. They're deep. They have deep roots players. You have players that have been kind of grown from here. And the roster, you have your. I think you'll have your set starters by game time on the first. But I believe that any time any of these players could step up.
There's some transition offense off the backboard and landed.
Alley-oop off the backboard.
Napier.
There we go.
He's got hops like that.
I've been wanting to see a dunk, and boy, we got it.
Unselfish play there to hit it. Throw it up to the man who can fly. Nice take by Koji, won't be finished, but the offensive rebound in 2. And now a platoon swap for the final 5 minutes of the game. Wait leads by 23. Game no longer in doubt.
Yeah, it looks like White's kind of sealed this one in the bag.
Final 5, though.
Little confusion.
Refs are communicating from across the floor.
It looks like it was meant to be white ball.
Blue was trying to pull a fast one there because that's under
sneaky on him.
that's under the basket they're trying to score on. Open look here. Just off to the left.
Little teardropper. Almost able to go for number 15. I'm telling you, I got to do my research and get these names right. Yeah, I have class with a few of these guys, so that makes it a little easier.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I'll definitely do my homework.
Yeah, you hear their name called during roll call, you write it down.
I know Brady. Yeah, I know Brady. I know Ben, Jared. Number 24, his name's Steven. He's in one of my classes. Number 33, his name's Micah. He's in one of my classes. He's in my John Mills class. So I know a few of them. And then I'm sure I'll learn like Nas, I'll learn some of the key players. Koji, I'll learn some of them. But I'm telling you, by at least mid to end season, I will hopefully know all of the people on the team.
Well, Nas and Koji are pretty easy names to remember, too.
Very, yeah, unique.
Nice little take. He's got it on the board for 4 points now.
4 points and a rebound. That's getting his stats up there.
As Bodie Bentley grabs this rebound. Bentley at the horn, knocks that one down. They took the clock all the way down. That's what they want to do, up by 25
A lot.
now.
I'd say it's sealed for the white team. Great
They're not
pass.
done. Still scoring.
You got a tip on it. It's playing a little bit aggressive for us to be a 20-some point differential. And a steal.
Pickpocket badge right there behind the
behind
back.
the back and back to him.
Oh, no.
Rebound. Are they
Still
gonna able to
working.
capitalize? And he got to the foul. That was some high energy by those two players.
Hey, they weren't the ones playing the whole game. They only played half the game. They might as well get in there and sweat some more. Gotta take a shower tonight anyway. I mean, might get out the line. Makes both of those.
They've been very good. I don't know that I've seen anybody miss a foul shot in the men's game this entire game.
Not to call anybody out, but Desmere Hatchett missed one.
Well, then that's just one. Oh, almost able to get him another one. Number 15 seems like a very high energy player.
Oh yeah,
You're seeing him hustle both sides of the floor.
he's active.
And he's taking his shots.
There's an
Nice
offensive
putback
rebound
bucket.
by Steve. Right? Steven. Nice basket, Steven.
I'll learn last names eventually. I'll listen extra. I got my morning class with him tomorrow, so I'll make sure to listen. Oh, I thought that was going for him. I want to see number 15 hit him a good shot. I'll get hyped for him. I know I'm supposed to be pretty neutral, not really cheering for anybody, but it's just hard to not want to see him succeed. He's just a great kid.
.144 to play now. And are we going to get an interview?
That would be really cool if we could get, I think, a coach just to get his opinions on just how the teams are looking and his excitement going into game one. We could definitely get a player if you would rather.
Yeah, either one is.
I think I'll go ask Coach Cornett. If not, I might go bug Ben Sumuhara. Get him or Brady on here.
That would be exciting. Hear what they have to say about the upcoming season.
Yeah, we just released the interview. Steven with the three. We just did an interview. We did the interview, I believe it was earlier this week. We just got it posted today. So if you haven't seen it, check it out on the page, on the main athletic page, or the main just Alice Lloyd page. We interviewed a bunch of the players that you're going to see on the men's side of the floor. And in that interview, it was Coach Cornett and Coach Stepp. And some of the keys that we asked a lot of questions to, we got Jared Strickland, we got Ben Sumuhara, we got Brady Nelson, we got a ton of them.
Yeah, a little media day.
Yeah, so definitely check that out if you haven't seen it. But we'll hopefully be able to get an interview going at the end of this game here in 40 seconds. We'll obviously give them, the coaches, their space to do their after-game talk. Blue retaining possession on this one.
30 seconds left now. White did crack 100 tonight. A lot of offense.
Wow.
Here's a little transition. Hopkins out. And a nice
in the air.
Suspended.
Three.
And look, Hopkins, not
Hopkins
done
playing
yet.
high energy.
Finding a teammate. Look out.
Oh.
Oh, just. The rim is tilted.
Oh, no.
You have to get the
Have to make
engineers in here.
Have to make sure that's fixed by.
Hopkins. From half court.
Are they going to turn the clock back on? What's happening?
That might be it.
They can't play on the messed up rim.
They did. The ball fixed it to some extent. I don't know.
No, they'll definitely have to check that out before game time. I know at my last school, we didn't check on it before, and I think there was about a 25, 30-minute delay on the game just because we had to go fix it. So definitely have to make sure that's measured up and good to go.
Another thing on Coach Cornett's plate this week.
I'm sure he needed that. I'm sure he's a busy, busy man. We set with a final score of the white team 107, the blue team of 71. Seeing great things out of both teams. Very excited for this season to start. Hopefully have a home game coming up Check that schedule for me, Johnny. When's our first home game?
First home game will be on November 8th, the Miss Irma's Classic.
Ooh.
Be there. We host a game against Crown, and on the 9th, we host Carolina. So be here, get your tickets, order ahead, make travel plans, get here, get your butt in the seat,
Oh,
and
yeah.
watch the Miss Irma's Classic.
We gotta pack the house, but if you're not able to be here, just tune in with us. We'll
Then
be
you gotta listen to us.
Hopefully we'll have Jamie here, the professional. And it was cool to see Jamie got him a ring tonight. All right, guys. We'll give the team their space for a second, and then we're gonna hopefully go get somebody to come and do a post-game interview with us. So as we wait on that, we'll take a few commercial breaks, and we'll be back shortly.
Just want to watch the game.
That turned on the ceiling fan. Use the gray remote. Hit power, then input.
It's not working.
That's the silver one.
It might be difficult to understand what all the remotes on your coffee table do. But with a Kentucky Farm Bureau agent in every county, at least it's easy to get great insurance. Kentucky Farm Bureau, big on commitment.
Next time, I'll just go to the game.
Did you know that one of the top rural health clinics in the state is right in your back door? Primary Care Centers of Eastern Kentucky has been given the title of the largest rural health system in Kentucky. In addition, Primary Care is the third largest rural health system in the nation and the fourth largest employer in Perry County. Call today to schedule an appointment at our Hazard, Hindman, Vico, or Hyden locations. Walk-ins are always welcome.
Addiction is a disorder. We treat and we manage addiction like any other disorder. The issue touched me when I start seeing more and more young families fighting addiction, start having babies born with an addiction issue. When we have a great outcome, when we see that person coming back on their feet, working and producing and providing for their family. That's the best outcome. Make you feel that you're doing something right.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, following the conclusion of the men's basketball blue versus white game, we were joined by Coach Cornett. And Coach, going into this, you're obviously going to know who some of the starters are. You're going to know who some of the big impact players are. So what is the importance of a game like this just for the team as a whole?
Well, the biggest thing is, get in front of people, and get some of those nervous jitters out, and we actually get play in front of a crowd and, a little bit of excitement. It just makes it, we try to make it as much real game-like today as possible, and by announcing the starting lineups and doing an anthem and all that kind of stuff. But it was just good to get everybody out and, try to get some of those nervous kinks out, and we got to see, what we're looking for, and it was a good night for us.
Absolutely. And then we had the media day interview the other day, and we were mentioning how we had two key returners with the COVID year being Ben and Jared, and you're able to see them out tonight. And so having both of them just being main team captains on each team, how are they able to kind of change the dynamic for some of these younger players and some kind of mentorship?
Well, first of all, they're really good players, and then the second thing, they're just good kids, and they're good leaders, and they have a ton of experience, and both of them have played a lot of basketball since they've been here. So they've been through the ropes. They understand what it takes, how hard you got to work, how hard you got to compete, and they understand what the competition level's like and, the things that they have to do. So their wealth of experience and knowledge is it's hard to replace that, and they've done a good job, and I think they've, led our young kids and our program in the right direction, and I think it's really showing how much time and work they put into it.
Absolutely. And we were looking at the schedule. We're going to have the season opener coming up on the 1st in the Welch Classic, and we're looking at the first home game is going to be on the 8th in the Miss Irma's Classic. So you're having two kind of tournaments almost with this team. What different ways do you think that this team, just from the start of the season versus going into the later game, how do you think this team's kind of going to grow as a group?
Well, you obviously the more basketball you play like that, and I'm hoping that, we met our peak last year at the end of the season, which is exactly what you want to do, and that's how you saw that, those championship rings that we had today honoring the kids and stuff, and it took us a little while to get going last year. I think this team is much ahead of last year at this point. I think they're quite a bit ahead of last year. But it took us a while, and then we sort of figured things out, and then by the end of the season, we were about as good as anybody. We played really, really good basketball, and that's what your goal is to, obviously you want to be, have a good team now, but you want to be your best and at your peak when the end of the season comes, when tournament time comes, and that's what we're working for.
That's great. And I was talking to Johnny. He knows a little bit more about last year's squad. You're having some of the players that were key on the JV team able to come up and kind of play some roles on varsity and kind of immediately impact. Can you talk about a few of those players?
Oh, yeah. You got Dez and Nas, and just, for example, last year, Jackson and Landon both played on JV team the year before, and just, they were instrumental last year in everything we done. So that, that JV program does a lot for our development of our kids and gives them extra playing time. Some of them that, they don't maybe not play as much in varsity or so forth, but when they get those minutes in JV, and then it just prepares them, and, that along with practice and stuff. But it makes a huge, huge impact, and we got a lot of these. We got some really nice young players this year. It's going to be able to really help us in the future too, as well as this year. But in the future, I think hopefully we can just keep reloading, not have to rebuild, just reload.
Absolutely, yeah. You're looking great, looking very exciting team. I hope that anybody watching this is able to come and see this in person. We have the first home game on the 8th, the first regular season on the 1st. And Coach, we thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
As always, thank you for tuning in. And thank you for flying with the Eagles. We'll be back for the women's basketball game this weekend, and then we'll be back for all the home games, men starting on the 1st.